UT Martin head coach Jason Simpson team coming off a loss against FBS foe UTEP. They're going to be home. They're going to play SIU, who is ranked 14th and 17th in the national polls entering this week. So, Coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, first time we've been out to UTEP, so congratulations to them on a win. They've got a few fast, talented, skilled players, and it made us pay. We gave up too many big plays on defense. I think it was something like 300 yards on 6 plays, but that's how the game is built. Didn't tackle very well in space. Offensively, moved the ball at times. Really struggled on situational football, short, third and shorts, fourth and shorts on the goal line. I didn't obviously have a very good plan, and then we didn't execute when we had the opportunity. So could have scored on a couple of those. I think the game's tighter, and then you go and play from there. So disappointing. I get it. It's a quality team, um, Conference USA, but I expect us to play better. So glad to be at home this week. Another quality team, the ranked team coming in here to Hardy Graham. Very talented team. The quarterback, several skilled guys on offense catch my attention. A really good scheme on defense. Played Purdue really, really well. So, like I said, we knew the first 5 games were really going to test us early. So we need to respond this week.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. We got Dan who covers the Illinois schools for Prairie State Pigskin. So, Dan, go ahead with your questions for Coach.
Morning, Coach. Good to see you again.
You too.
You mentioned the quarterback, and I know you're familiar with DJ Williams from his days at Murray. What kind of jumps out to you about him?
How physically he's bigger, he's stronger. I don't know that he's faster, but he's fast. And he looks like I'm not sure. He's probably the best player we've played against because he touches it, every snap. So very impressive. Um, we'll have our hands full trying to stop him.
My other question is, in this day and age where maybe moving toward the 12 game schedule and travel, budgetary concerns, and so forth, do you see maybe more games are regional based like SIU and Martin? I think you're about 2 hours apart, right?
Yeah, it's probably a little longer than that, but no, probably so. We're kind of located. Central Arkansas is not too far. Uh, of course, it is kind of you got Murray State 30 minutes away, and Austin P, an hour and 45 minutes away, and we don't play, and so but yeah, it makes sense to me from a money standpoint for sure.
Again, appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Coach, did the weather delay impact your team? It was 7-0 early, and then you'll have to take basically an hour break on
Yeah.
Saturday.
I don't know. It was 7-0. We go out there and get a stop, and then score, make it 7-7, and then they scored 21 unanswered points in the second quarter. So, um, you know, I don't know. That's no excuse for us. We should have responded better.
Are there things, you've played 2 FBS teams to start the season that we talked about. Are there things what areas, I guess, are you really proud of your team to overcome some obstacles, no matter what your record is after 2 weeks?
Yeah. Well, you like I told the team on Monday. The first game, we have 9 tackles for loss against Oklahoma State. It's 17-7. We're really competing. And then offensively, just couldn't make enough things happen. And then you go to this week where you move the ball, fairly well offensively. Just like I said, struggled on those short down and distances. And so you're trying to be consistent. It's a 3-part game, with offense, defense, and special teams. We need to get some more turnovers. We need to tackle better. I know I'm sitting here telling you things that we need to improve on because from a coach, that's just how you look at it. But this week we made some plays in the past game, made some bigger plays, so that was good to see. Some guys showed up on the stat sheet, so that was good to see. defensively, not a whole lot this week. The first week, some things popped out in a positive way. So being able to put it together in the game.
There's the consistency, since you said that, is every season different in how long it takes you to become fairly consistent? Maybe offense is higher one game and then it switches to the defense. How long does it generally take?
Well, I think it also depends on the opponents that you're playing as well, too. You played Oklahoma State and then you played, UTEP. So, I think and then this week, like I said, you're going to be fighting for every inch that you can get and every stop that you can, that you get on every individual play. So, it's a, the thing I'd like to see is our established players play more consistent. We just all, you got to empty the tank. We got to play mentally and physically harder and be competitive. We gotta earn the right to stay in some of these games on both sides of the ball, and then get it down to a drive. So, like I said, I'm not panicking. I knew going into the season this could be what it looked like with the way I scheduled but you get a chance to play at home against a ranked team and see if we've improved going into week 3.
Well, Coach, as always, we appreciate your time. Best of luck this weekend, and we'll talk to you again this time next week.
All right. Thanks so much.